Hello folks, welcome back to the Urban Rider Studio. Today we have an iconic brand. We have the Simpson helmet lineup. We have 3 on the table, although I'll focus mainly on the Speed in front of me here. If you want separate reviews of either the Venom or the Darkstorm, those will be available on our YouTube channel as well. The Speed is arguably the simplest helmet I have on the table here, one of their simplest full-face models. And it's also the most affordable, so it offers a really great entry point for someone wanting to get into the brand and has all of the same iconic look and aggressive style of the Simpson brand. At the time of making this video, I'm told these helmets have a starting price of £270, and you can get them in either black or white. To me, if I was going for a Simpson helmet, I'd probably be heading towards the white option because whilst I say this is an iconic brand, none more so than the white versions of their helmets. For me, because of, let's say, the stake from Top Gear, and we're very obvious with my choices. But I have to confess, I wasn't overly familiar with the brand. They've been on my peripheral for a while. I have seen them. I've always been impressed with how stylish they look and how recognizable they are. I didn't particularly get on with the fit of the previous styles that I've tried of theirs, but actually I think they've improved their fit a lot with the lineup we have here. A lot of their legacy comes from automotive racing, actually, from things like NASCAR as well, which is perhaps why they are quite so bold looking. They were popular with motorcycle riders, although when they first came out, not officially safety approved for motorcycles on the road. However, of course, now they are. And all of these new helmets meet ECE 2206 safety standards. The Speed is one of their newest designs, but like I say, they all look really recognizable. They've all got that very, very bold, blocky design, really chunky chin bar that's actually been aped by some other brands as well. Biltwell, most notably, with the lane splitter. I do think, though, as is often the case, the original is the best looking, but obviously that is a more subjective point. Onto the less subjective, though, the statistics of this. These are made with a polycarbonate shell. You will find with some of their other helmets, they use composite materials. The polycarbonate, obviously more simple. Obviously, it also keeps the price down, which is why these are more affordable. It is also available in 3 different shell sizes, though, and I think it's quite a slim profile, actually, to this one, in comparison to other helmets, but also in comparison to the rest of their lineup. Now, just for reference, the white is an extra small, so we'll use the black, which is large, as our reference point, and compare that to things like the Darkstorm, so you can see directly the size difference between these. And obviously the Darkstorm is larger, but then it is a flip-up helmet, so that does make sense. This is actually the largest of their helmets anyway. The Venom is slightly smaller than the Darkstorm, but even that you can tell is larger again than the Speed. That's not a ridiculous comparison. Also bear in mind how simple the Speed is, and I think that's more the point here. It is a really, really simple helmet, so of course it should be a little bit slimmer. Other cornerstones of their design are things like the ridge above your brow, which I think I saw called a speed brow, actually. It acts a bit like a Venturi vent because you have vents on the top of your head there. You also have an exit vent around the back. None of these are closable, but the ridge itself will help direct airflow and hopefully help speed up that airflow as well, which will cool you down even faster. You've also got vents on the chin, but they're on the side. And I think being as they aren't closable, I would rather they were on the side rather than straight into your face. You still get the same airflow, but it's less intrusive this way. Personally, I don't think a Simpson helmet looks right unless it's got a tinted visor, so it's actually good that on this occasion the tinted visor is included, but you can get accessories for their helmets. Things like visors are an obvious pick. They are also compatible with Pinlock, although they don't come with Pinlock for this specific version, and the visor has a locking mechanism on the side. We'll use the white one actually to show you that there. So you just move that up and that locks the visor in place and open it like so. And then it's got some really, really clear, distinct latches across there so you can hold it in various different positions. And it is just a nice visor to interact with. The mechanism is quite smooth. And it's also got a quick release on the visor, so they are relatively quick to change. Although I do find myself struggling a little bit with this type of visor. That might be a little bit down to user error, but it is quite a simple mechanism anyway. They use a double D-ring closure around your neck. You have a removable hypoallergenic liner, and you can see the cheek pieces are a lot thicker on the extra small there than the large, obviously. There is a little bit more padding on this one. Sizing is on the generous side, I think, with Simpson helmets in general. These are accurate to the rest of Simpson's lineup, so if you know your size with them, then there are no surprises to be found here. It's an intermediate oval. Often what I'll find with myself is I'm between a medium and large in most helmets. On this occasion, I would definitely favor the medium. I wouldn't consider going for a large, mainly because of the room around my cheeks. The top of my head fit reasonably well, but the padding around the cheeks was a little bit more capacious. So if you often find yourself between two sizes, then I would favor the smaller size. They're lightweight, they're simple, they're solid, and very stylish looking. If you want to check out the Speed, I'll drop links in the description to Simpson's entire lineup. Let us know which one's your favorite, and I'll see you soon.